Hello YouTube land. So I just saw the Shrek 5 teaser trailer that DreamWorks released, and
Ew, Dad!
yeah, that's about the same reaction I had once I saw the new art direction they're going for. That being said, I've been seeing a plethora of comments saying we need to treat DreamWorks how we treated Paramount once Sonic got unveiled. I don't think the new Shrek designs are as bad as ugly Sonic. However, I do think they can be fixed with just a few adjustments, that way they look more on model to the original trilogy. For the record, I don't really consider myself a professional Photoshopper. However, I am going to do my best to see if I can convey what I think would be improvements for the designs, and you can all let me know what you think in the comments below. That being said, I'm not going to do anything to Fiona nor their daughter, simply because I think Fiona looks perfectly fine, apart from her hair, but I can't really fix that. And the daughter doesn't really have a model apart from her baby form in the original trilogy, so there's nothing for me to compare to. Instead, I'm focusing directly on Shrek, Donkey, and Pinocchio, who I think is actually the worst offender of the new art style. So the biggest thing I see in all three of them is that the heads are way too onion shaped. I know the theme of ogres are they're like onions and they have layers, but you don't need to take it that step further by making them look like onions. Starting with Shrek, his head needs to be wider from the top, his eyes need to be a bit smaller, more separated, and his nose needs to be a bit wider and a little flatter. So if I make those quick adjustments here in Photoshop, he looks something like this. Not too much, I think it's a big improvement over the previous model. Next, if we take a look at Donkey, I actually don't think Donkey looks too horrible either. Like, something's off about him, but looking at his original model, I think the really only thing is separating his eyes, and a bit of an opposite to Shrek, making his eyes a little bigger. If I move his right eye just a little bit and I make the pupils a little bit bigger, he can look something more like this. I also think the lips might need to be a bit thinned out, but considering they're meant to be aged up, I think that looks perfectly fine right there. Lastly, we have Pinocchio, and this is the biggest offender of the onion-shaped head in my opinion, so let's get that done out of the way first. And then his eyes, I think the pupils are also way too big. They're making him look way too cutesy, way too kawaii. So if we just make those adjustments real quick, there we go. And if we can see all three of them together, I do think that is a significant improvement, and that's just a few tweaks made in Photoshop to a still image. Now, if they could just do the same thing to the actual character model so they don't look absolutely abhorrent when the movie comes out, I think it's going to be much better received that way. We're not going to need to go full ugly Sonic on DreamWorks. That being said, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, have an awesome rest of your day, and as my friend Natty from the Postmodern Art Podcast used to say, hasta luego, mis amigos. Do I really want to make that my catchphrase when I end videos from now on? I don't know. I'll think about it.